Welcome to episode number 356 of Get Paid for Your Pad. Today we are going to talk about direct bookings, and in particular, how can you use your Porter, a property management software, to start accepting direct bookings, how to handle the direct bookings, but also how to drive traffic to your direct booking website. Because it's cool to have a direct booking website, and all hosts are aware of the fact that they should have one. But how do you actually drive traffic to that website? Because if you don't get traffic, then it doesn't really help you very much. So I'm super excited to have on the show Mr. Erik Arik. He is the CEO and co-founder of Your Porter app, which is a awesome property management software. I've been using it for a while. Highly recommend it. We'll touch on how you guys can get involved with Your Porter app. But first, Erik, welcome to the show.
Hi, Jasper. Thank you for having me again. So I'm really excited to be here. So and we will talk about some direct bookings today.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're really going to dive deep here. We're going to cover all the different aspects of how do you get those bookings on your direct booking website. You know, how do you handle those reservations, but also how do you keep your business safe, right? How do you prevent fraud, security, all that kind of stuff. Before we dive in, if you want to try Your Porter app, I really think it's one of the most affordable and best tools that are out there currently in as a property management system. Go ahead and check out yourporterapp.com. You can get a $20 credit if you use my code PAD, but you also get a free trial, so you can try it out for free. It's super easy to use. You can build your own website. It has a lot of other functionalities, automated messaging. There's more that I can to name, but we'll go through that. All right, so let's dive in. Let's start with, why is it important to have a direct booking website?
Actually, when you host on Airbnb, even if you have a single listing or if you have 30 or 100, whatever, at the end of the day, I believe all we host, I'm also have a host, an active host on Airbnb. We are a business at the end of the day. And right now, in these days, I cannot think of a business without a web page. So no matter what, if you get the direct bookings or not, but you have to have a web page telling about your business to the people visiting it. So and getting direct bookings directly one-on-one with the guest is another important stuff. So we will, as you said, we will dive in deeper, because like there are lots of OTAs around there, like Airbnb, VRBO, Booking.com. But at the end of the day, you are the one who is hosting people. And if you can cut off the middleman, so you can have your own rules, you can manage your payments, you can get your business on your own hand. So that's why I find it really important to have a direct booking website. And like, it is okay, it might be enough, but it should have a book now button, right? When people get there, they can see, they can rate, but it shouldn't be like the emails back and forth. Hey, are those dates available? We are 5 people, whatever. So it should have a book now button, and people should just select the date, see the rates, put the credit card, check out, get the confirmation code. It should be like a one-stop solution for the guest who is visiting your website and who is looking for a place to stay in your area. That's why I find without direct booking website nowadays, I mean, it is really crucial to have one.
Yeah, another reason why it's important now is because the average length of stay has really increased quite a lot. And so we're seeing more and more people going on Airbnb to find a property, but then they'll actually look in Google to see if the host has a direct booking website, because the fees, they really add up once you start booking like 2, 3, 4 week stays. So that's another reason why you want to have a direct booking website right now, is because you just have a bigger chance of capturing those longer bookings. So you mentioned a couple important things. You want to have your independence, but also the direct booking website. People should be able to book very quickly, right? Attention spans of internet users are very short. So you want to have that big book now button in the top right corner, preferably of your website. That's where people look for the card, the book now button. And so I know you guys have a very good online payment processor, right? Because that's
Yeah.
one of the most important things to have on your booking website.
Exactly. This is really important because like Airbnb already offers it, VRB offers it as well. Like as you said, the length of stays are getting more and longer and longer, and the total amount is also bigger and bigger. So imagine that like you are booking a place for 5,000 bucks. The people may don't want to pay everything in advance. So that's why we are offering installments with your portrait. Like you can define your rules. You can say like, okay, let me take the first 20% down, and then let's say 2 weeks before the rest of the payment. So this is really important. This is also encourage people to book easier on your website, and the all the process like the payment process completely automated. You don't need to think about the second installment, etc. Everything is handled by your portrait for you. So you just define your rules which fits best to your business model.
Right, and that's an important point as well. When somebody books for Airbnb or another platform, you don't actually get the money until the day after they check in, right? So
Yeah.
if you get a direct booking for, let's say, $5,000, even if you allow the guest to, let's say, pay 30% and pay the rest later, you're still getting that 30%, that $1,500. You're still getting that now versus on Airbnb you would get it the day after check-in. So it
Yeah,
helps with the cash flow as well.
definitely.
Um, right. So for people who want to set up their direct booking website, of course, there's different ways of doing it. You can hire a web developer to do it for you, which is a bit of a process. It can be quite expensive as well. You'd probably be looking at anywhere from $500 to $2,500, depending on what kind of website you want. So one of the features that I love about your porter is that you're just paying that $9 per listing per month, but you can use the software to set up your own direct booking website that has all these features. So it's easy, and you don't have to hire anybody but to build it for you. Now, once you have that direct booking website, and it's in my experience, it's very easy to build it, right? Well, how long would you say your average client takes to build their website?
I mean, once you have onboarded your listings on your portrait, like creating a website is like super easy. We are talking about maybe 2-3 minutes, and you can even do it from your phone, from our iOS or Android apps. So you put your contact details, you put your domain you would like to have. We also offer like free subdomains. We have a really nice subdomain, staydirectly.com. So like you can put your business in front of it, whatever your business name is, .staydirectly.com. We also offer it for free, and your website will be ready in 5 to 10 minutes in maximum with the activation and everything. And like having a website is like a direct booking website, like it should have some features. It is not like just a website. It should show the availability and the rates in real time. So no emailing back and forth. Like let's say you get the reservation, you immediately need to like to close the dates on Airbnb, Booking.com or VRBO. It is also important. So you don't want to get double booked. So even if you hire someone and make a real nice looking web page, then you still need to integrate it with everywhere. So this is like the APIs and it's everything. It can get really, really messy. So this is what we offer exactly, like a really good looking web page with different templates, colors, fonts, and it is integrated everywhere. Like we integrated with the smart pricing tools. If you are using smart pricing tools, you can use those dates on your website. It is integrated with our channel manager, so you can block the dates, so you don't get double booked. So this is a really nice feature, and you can like really literally grab your phone and you can have your website in 5 to 10 minutes.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So people who sign up now, they get a 21-day free trial, but they could have their website up literally today, which is awesome. And that's what I also love about your portal, that it's so easy. Because I know how difficult it is to build a website. I've actually tried to build a few myself. I actually built getpaidforyourpet.com myself, but Man, did I spend a little time on that. All
Exactly.
right, so we touched on, how why would you need a direct booking website? You could have one by the end of today using your porter, but now is the next question is, how can you actually get those direct bookings? Because again, it's cool to have a website, but if nobody actually goes there, then there's no point, right? So how do you drive
Exactly.
traffic to that website?
This is a really important part because, yeah, like, okay, let's say you have your website, it's up and running, showing your listings, photos, everything is ready. So the next step is like you should you should promote your website. So what I do and what most of our customers do, like the first thing is like the people who already stayed with you, they are your like assets. So you need to use them. So two things. First, you can take your data. I also saw one of your videos about that. You can take your data, take the guest data, and let them know, hey guys, you stayed with me before. Now I have a website. Like you can book directly with me and save some money. And the second thing, starting from now on, you need to schedule an automated message and let everyone know, let's say after like one day after checkout, hey, thank you for staying with me. Next time, if you book directly on my webpage, you will get like 5-10% off. You can even offer a promotion code. So they can also like get a discount on your rates. That will also encourage people to book with directly with you. So these are like first steps you need to take with your already existing guests. And the second thing, of course, like your website need to be like a search engine friendly. Like people need to find you on the web, on the Google or whatever. So it is the technical stuff, but our web page is coming SEO friendly, like with a sitemap, like direct registration with the Google Search Console, like the content optimized, all kind of stuff. These are already coming like included in your web page. And then I believe next step, you also give the example. It is like same for me. I'm doing only monthly stays with my Airbnb, and when I sometimes go to the Airbnb listing and check my rate, like the service fee is like between $300 to $400 each time. So like when the guest sees that, they start to look for your website, like direct booking website, to save that money. So what we do, like for at least for my own web on listing. So when you take my listings title and put in Google, of course the first place is always Airbnb, maybe VRBO. So what we do, our websites are really optimized. So for example, my direct booking website appears on the first page, on the fourth or fifth place when you look for it. So this is like a really smart way to get traffic to your website. And the second thing, we just started to test with a couple of users. We are giving ads on Google to our exact listing keywords. For example, if you're like, let's say, lovely listing in the city center of Barcelona, so you just put those keywords and you just give a single ad on Google. It is very cheap because it is like a very narrowly nice keyword, and with a very little of investment, you appear on top of Airbnb for your own listing name. And this is a free traffic almost. And like we are talking about 300-400 bucks there. Let's say leave 50% of them to guest, and you can easily make $100 to $200 more by make someone book directly with you. So these are the small tricks like you can do right now. We have all the documentation, everything, but these are like very easy steps to start with getting direct traffic on your website.
Yeah, I love that. That's a really good trick with the ads, because with Google Ads, you pay per impression or you pay per click, correct?
Yeah, you can choose both, but when you choose even when you choose for per click, that like the conversion rates will be really high because people will be looking exactly for your listing.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And that's the beauty of it, right? Because that makes it so cheap. Because Google
Yeah.
Ads can be quite expensive to run, but for this purpose, no one's going to be bidding for that keyword except for you. right?
Exactly, and it will be like a very small competition, probably no competition, and you can get super cheap clicks, maybe like 5 cents per click, 1 cent per click.
Exactly, yeah. And those clicks are going to be really, really highly converting because people have already
Yeah,
seen your listing on Airbnb. They already know they want to book your listing. They're just looking for the direct booking website. So once they see that
yeah,
ad in Google, they're going to click on it, and you probably get a conversion rate of almost 100%. Versus normally for Google Ads, it's like if you can get like a click through rate of a couple percent and a conversion of a couple percent, that's already good. So yeah, I love that tip. That is such a smart thing to do.
hmm
Um, Sweet. So you mentioned first of all, direct booking website kind of allows you to market to your past guests, right? Because everybody
yeah,
wants to get a deal, everybody wants to get a discount. So being able to message your past guests and say like, hey, next time you get this discount, you could even tell them like, hey, why don't you give this code to your friends and family, let them know that you stayed with me, and that they will get that discount as well. That's what I've successfully done in the past as well, because people will literally spread the word for you because they have something of value to offer to their friends and in their network. All right, so let's move on to handling the reservations. So this is a question that we get quite a lot. It's like, okay, you have your direct booking website. Somebody books. How do you make sure that they you don't get a chargeback? For example, somebody pays with a credit card. They stay with you. You think you have the money, but then the bank actually takes the money back because the credit card was it was a fraudulent transaction. I've personally had this in my apartment in Colombia. Unfortunately, it
yeah.
was one of my first bookings there. So how do you keep that safe, and also how do you protect yourself against damages, right? Because now you don't have Airbnb to rely on. Not that Airbnb always pays out the damages. I'm sure everybody who listens to this podcast is aware of there's limitations to that amount of security that Airbnb offers, even, but still they do have something in place. So, I guess those are two questions: how do you prevent the chargebacks? How do you keep your business safe? How do you make sure that you get the payment?
Yeah, this is really important point because like when I also see on the Airbnb forums, etc., people are sometimes hesitate to jump into the direct booking game because they say, oh, what happens the 1 million host policy that Airbnb offers, or what happens to my security deposit? Actually, in with Airbnb, you are still in the hands of Airbnb. I mean, this security deposit is not something you can easily get the money. So I had probably more than 6,000 reservations in my account, and I only applied once to that host guarantee, and it was rejected. It is not an easy game. So what we do two things. First of all, actually we are releasing this feature today. So when people download the latest version of your portrait, they will see in the direct booking website payments settings, we are offering this chargeback protection. So we start to secure the payments with 3D payment, 3D secure system, and when people book your website, they will not be able to apply for a fraud chargeback. So when we check our data, even our own users, like 80-90% of the chargeback requests, like based on the fraud transaction. So using our system, we completely eliminate the chargebacks for fraud transactions. And even if the guest applies for a chargeback, it is covered by our payment processor Stripe. So you don't need to worry about not any kind of fraud chargebacks. Of course, they can still apply for like the services not described or like other stuff, but 90-80% of all the chargebacks coming from fraud transactions. So we stop that. So this is a really nice feature. So you don't need to worry about what, because they can apply towards like even within the 6 months. So the money is technically not yours until the 6 months have passed. So this is a really bad headache. So we are eliminating it. And on top of that, we are also offering automated security deposits. So you define your rules. I want to put like $400, let's say 2 days before check-in and until 7 days after checkout. So when before the guest arrives, we put a hold that amount on the guest credit card. So you don't pay any transaction fees for that, and you like we automatically release it 7 days after checkout if nothing reported. But you can also jump in and manage. You can say, okay, keep 200 of them, 200 of $400 because something was damaged, etc. And this is your money actually. Like you don't need to convince Airbnb or someone else for that amount. So you can put this, and it is also obvious that when you put a real security deposit on the guest credit card, they definitely become more like sensitive about your property, right? So it is also a good way to start. So like with these two steps, you can definitely secure your business. So in terms of chargebacks and in terms of security deposits, and as I said, for those precautions, you don't need to do anything. You just click the button in your port rep, you activate the chargeback protection, or you just create a security deposit rule, and then everything is automated. You just get notified when we capture the credit, when we capture the security deposit. You see it on your Stripe account, and when the release time comes, you don't need to worry about it. We just release it and inform you. It is not like an additional process to run. It is just everything is running in the background.
That's amazing. That's amazing. You mentioned an important point. The security deposit that you can set, that's a real security deposit, right? The one on Airbnb, as we all know, is not really a security deposit because it doesn't really secure you. You're still dependent on Airbnb. And yeah, that process of actually getting your money for Airbnb is, especially now they've fired a lot of people. I've seen a lot of reports of people trying to contact support or trying to get their damages refunded, and it's a bit of a mess right now, to be quite frank. Sweet, man. So we've covered quite a lot here. So thank you for explaining all of this. And of course, with your porter, you don't just get the direct booking website. You guys have a lot of features. I've been following you since you guys started, really. And you guys added so many features to the website that it's hard to keep track. So I just want to mention, what everything that you get for this $9 a month is message automation. You mentioned the channel manager. You guys connect to Airbnb, Booking.com. That's a big one. A lot of PMSs don't connect to Booking.com. VRBO, TripAdvisor. So you have all the reservations in one place. You have an Airbnb ranking booster that helps you boost your listings to a better position in the search results. You have income reports, cleaning. You have cleaning, task management, automated pricing. Do you want to comment on some of these? Because I know there's just so much.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, exactly. As I mentioned at the beginning, like having a direct booking web page without integrating anything else doesn't mean much. So when you onboard your properties on your portrait, so we also offer a channel manager, as you said, directly connected to Airbnb, Booking.com, VRBO. So which means like you can automate the messaging for those platforms. You get the like the income reports, payout details. If you are co-hosting, we also support that. So like for the homeowners or for the like if you charge a management fee, we help you create beautiful reports and share them with the homeowners so they can track the process directly with their own credentials. So we improved our cleaning management a lot. So we informing your cleaners, and we sent the checklists. So we send reminders, and we notify you when the job is done. And then yeah, this Airbnb ranking booster, it is a very popular feature. So on behalf of you, every day we change your rate by $1 on a random day and reduce it back. We also play around with your descriptions, just like a small invisible changes. So we sent a message to Airbnb that the listing is like updated recently and ready to accept more bookings. So we like combined with our Airbnb ranking report, you can easily say it as like a really huge like effect on your impressions. Of course, if you get bookings, it depends on the availability rates and many more. But still, you can see the impact when you start to use even during the free trial. You can notice the impact on that. And yeah, and many new features are coming by, like smart lock integrations. It will be released before New Year's this year. So, and many more new integrations, new improvements, especially on the direct booking web page. So yeah, we are putting a lot of effort. We're listening to our users, and we are putting a lot of effort to deliver those most wanted features.
Yeah, and I remember when you guys launched the rank tracker, I was a little bit skeptical, if that was going to work. So I actually connected a few of my listings that I had connected. I actually started tracking it, and what I like about the feature is you can actually see the rankings from the past as well, right? So once you start tracking it, you can see a graph, and for sure, it did. My rankings actually did improve. So I
Mm-hmm.
have to give you credit for that. I was a bit skeptical, but yeah, it did actually work. So yeah, lots of reasons. So if you're interested in trying Your Porter, go to yourporter.com and use code PAD to get $20 off. You get a 21-day free trial. As we mentioned, if you want to start your direct booking website, you could have it up literally today. It's very, very simple. I tested it myself. If I can do it, then it's pretty idiot proof. So, and you get you get all these other features as well that we mentioned. You'll be able to manage your listings on Airbnb, VRBO, Booking.com in combination with your direct booking website, so you don't get double bookings. That's one of the most important things you want to prevent, because we all know how detrimental it can be if you have to cancel a booking, right? So preventing those double bookings is super, super important. All right, Eric. Well, it was a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you
Yeah,
for sharing
it was.
all this knowledge.
Thank you very much. It was really fun to talk with you again. I hope this new information helps people if they have questions about direct bookings, or if you are looking for ways to build their direct booking webpage. I hope this information in this podcast helps them.
I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does. I appreciate you coming on and sharing it with us. So thank you, and I'm sure I'll have you back at some point in the future, because at the rate of which you're releasing all these new features, we have to get you back on pretty quickly again. So
I hope so.
congratulations with your product. Absolutely love it. Think it's great. And to the listeners, thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. And of course, next week we'll be back with the next one. So goodbye. See you next time.